study,
and play come together on a Windows 11 PC.
And for a limited time, college students get
The best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Spin Shuffle Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel. If you're a movie in the 90s, you must, by law, have a fantastic soundtrack to go along with it. And horror movies were no different. And one of the biggest horror franchises from the late 90s was I Know What You Did Last Summer. So we're going to be taking a look at the first movie's soundtrack. And here to join me, because we know what he's listening to this summer, Lyle Robichaux's back on the show. Lyle, how you doing, man?
Doing great, Jason. I love our soundtrack talks. Can't wait to get into this one. We call this a Scooby-Doo adjacent movie. So we love this kind of stuff.
It is somewhat Scooby-Doo adjacent because, of course, you have Sarah Michelle Gellar in here. But, of course, like this is like the biggest thing for Jennifer Love Hewitt at the time as well.
Oh, yeah. It's massive movie. One they are still trying to replicate the success of to no degree of success.
All right. So let's get into this album from the soundtrack. Released October 7th, 1997. Lot of artists on here from 1997, of course, including The Offspring, L7, Soul Asylum, Toad the Wet Sprocket, Our Lady Peace, and a bunch of others. Some of them you may never heard of before, but I guarantee you we're going to be talking about some of them on this episode. All right, so Lyle, why don't you get us started? Your spin pick from the I Know What You Did Last Summer soundtrack.
My spin pick should surprise nobody because it's Clumsy by Our Lady Peace. Incredible song, incredible band. If you haven't heard it, you just don't know that it's called Clumsy by Our Lady Peace. Perfectly encapsulates the movie. I've seen the movie. Such a good song. Love Our Lady Peace. So it's my spin with a bullet.
I think it's one of those things where sometimes when you're in Canada and you listen to a Canadian band, like they're the biggest thing in Canada, and Our Lady Peace was one of the biggest things in Canada. That second album of theirs was huge.
Yep.
But sometimes we're a little surprised when some of these bands get noticed south of the border. It's almost like you don't want them to get noticed south of the border because you want to keep them for yourself.
Yeah. You were almost gatekeeping our artists. Because I found Our Lady Peace, really great example of this. Our Lady Peace is Cody Rhodes' favorite band. He said
did not
in his
know that.
podcast more than once. And I'm like, what a random band for the current WWE champion, massive wrestling star, Cody Rhodes, to be like, yeah, my favorite band is Our Lady Peace. For, American standards, a much smaller act from Canada. Mm-hmm. So I love it, but it's also like, what?
I mean, it's one of the things where, yes, Our Lady Peace is big in the States. 3 Days Grace made it big in the States.
Yes.
Finger 11 made it big in the States. Another band that benefited from the WWE connection because, of course, they did the entrance music for Kane.
Yes, they did.
But, we'll still cling to the Tragically Hip.
We will still cling to the Tragically Hip, but I am going to see 3 Days Grace and Finger 11 soon, and I'm very excited.
Oh, you are in for a treat with both of those bands. Not my pick, though. Not my spin pick. I'm going with a cover that blew me away. Something that actually, as for lack of a better term, adds a new shiny coat of paint on a song that was already good. I'm going with Kula Shaker's cover of Hush.
The Deep Purple song.
Yeah. Fan-freaking-tastic cover of this.
Interesting.
I wish this was a video podcast.
I do too.
I know what's coming. I so know what's coming. If you've been listening to recent episodes of Spin Shuffle Skip, you'll know that for some reason...
This is almost freaky. This is almost scary at this point.
It's almost like you like somehow snuck into my Google Drive, took a look at my notes. It's like, oh,
I can't believe it.
You like that song? F- you, I'm going to skip it. Did you skip this song?
Believe it. I skipped it, man. This isn't as good as the Deep Purple song. They changed the chord. Na 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 na. They changed it to na 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 na. And I'm like, that's not that. No, you can't do that. The na-nas have to be the same.
That sounds like Vanilla Ice trying to prove that, him sampling Queen wasn't him sampling Queen.
And let me tell you something. Did he not get away with it?
No, because,
Didn't he get away with it?
The band is listed as co-writers of Ice Ice Baby.
All right, so we can't list them as doing a cover of a Deep Purple song because this is obviously a worse song.
Okay. But here's the thing. It's not originally a Deep Purple song.
That was my question because I was told that this was covered a couple of times. So who's the originator?
The original artist is Billy Joe Royal.
That's got to be very early on in like the 50s.
1967, actually.
Okay. I wonder if his version is better than this one because I did not like this version. I can't believe it that we've done this now. I think it's 3 episodes in a row.
3 episodes in a row. My spin is your skip.
My skip. We're usually on the same wavelength, Jason. What's happening? Where's the disturbance in the force?
I mean, here's the thing. Yes, Clumsy from Our Lady Peace is a fantastic song. I absolutely love it. But that song has been talked about enough when we did the Our Lady Peace episode on There Can Only Be One. And it's one of those things where I don't always like to be Captain Obvious. Sometimes I have multiple spin songs on an album. Like, well, it'd be like if Queensryche was on an album. Like, well, everyone's going to guess I really like the Queensryche one. So every now and then you have to shine a little light on the other. I can't believe you skipped this song.
It's crazy how it worked, but unfortunately I did. I think it's though because I do have a deep love for the Deep Purple version of this song. I love Deep Purple's version of Hush. So I think I'm just a really harsh critic of this one in particular.
That's gonna be one of those things where, what song does this for me a lot is The Chain from Fleetwood Mac. Right?
Oh, goodness.
What a fantastic freaking song originally. But there have been so many covers out there from artists that I do like where I'm just like, please, for the love of God, stop.
Yeah, it's like some things deserve to just kind of be left alone.
Yeah. The only really good cover I have heard of The Chain by Fleetwood Mac is by a band called Taking Dawn. And it's very original to the original Fleetwood Mac version. It doesn't deviate, but I mean, like, look what Evanescence did with that. And I'm just like, Cobra and the Lotus, it felt like they read the Coles Notes version of what that song was and then recorded their own version of it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So I think it does come down to me just really liking the original so much that when I even saw a cover on it, I was like, well, this isn't going to be as good. And then they changed the na-nas at the beginning. I was like, nah, I'm out. Nah.
All right. For my shuffle pick, I'm curious what you thought of this song because I'm going with this one because I like the band and I like the funky groove that they put to their music. I'm going with My Baby's Got the Strangest Ways from Southern Culture on the Skids.
See, I love this kind of stuff. I do think this is really good. Yeah, this is funky. This is interesting. What a mixed bag this album is, too, by the way, because you do go in some crazy directions here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember the first time I heard Southern Culture on the Skids. They were on one of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtracks, which those soundtracks are freaking phenomenal as well.
Amazing.
Yeah. But I mean, this song, like you have surf guitar tone with a rockabilly swing and it's fun.
It's very fun. There's a lot of fun stuff that I would just call fun on here. I would call my shuffle pick in that same category of things because I picked Hey Bulldog by Toad and the Wet Sprocket.
Yet another cover.
Another cover, but this one's really good. And this one, they're such an underrated band. They have so much like interesting sound to the same old that you're used to for like, they make things that sound like they could exist on any top 40 radio station, but at the same time, it's different enough to stand out. I think that they're kind of lost to time a bit, and it's a shame because I think Toad the Wet Sprocket's really good.
Oh, they are fantastic. Also, one of the best 90s band names ever. But I mean,
Ever.
You gotta step up when you're covering the Beatles.
It's true.
You know?
It's true. Even though I'm not a massive Beatles fan, you're in hallowed ground kind of thing, right? It's like someone coming up and covering The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. You better come prepared because it's, you're in church now.
Yeah. You either do your best to do the song justice or you take it in such a different direction where you're just like, you know what? I totally get it. Like there's one song on this album, Typo Negative's cover of Summer Breeze. And it is so Typo Negative because if you like that vibe, if you like what they put down, it is exactly what you expect out of a Typo Negative cover. Peter Steele's like just dark vocals just takes this song, which is supposed to be really light and then it's not.
Yeah. Then it's just sad. It's just like you said, very dark.
Oh dear God. All right. So your skip pick is already taken because apparently it's my spin now for the last three
Forever.
albums. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll be curious what you think of this one here. Waterfalls by the Din Pedals. Now,
that's your skip?
It is. Now, it's not that it's a bad song. It just kind of sits in medium gear.
That's a good way to put it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just revving in the middle. It's almost like the forgettable one of the group, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because there is so much diversity on this album. We talked on previous soundtracks where the songs kind of fit all in one kind of unified vibe to match the movie. But I mean, this is a whole lot thrown at the wall, and a lot of it does stick against the wall. There's some where it's like it's starting to crawl down the wall a little bit. But I mean, like you're in some real elite company on this album, right? To be on there with The Offspring and L7 and Toad the Wet Sprocket and Korn is on here and Our Lady Peace. Like
I was about to say, we haven't even touched on like Korn and some of the massive names that are like hovering around here.
Yeah.
So it's a total mixed bag of an album.
Yeah. I was flip-flopping between this song and Twicky from Hooverphonic.
It's also a parade of 90s band names that are just crazy
right.
to look at.
I mean, the thing with the Hooverphonic track is that
I've never even heard of Hooverphonic. Like that sounds like a vacuum name.
See, I knew this song before we actually got into this because there was a stretch where I loved the first two Portishead albums. They're fantastic. They're ethereal. They are haunting. They also appeared on the Tank Girl soundtrack that we talked about a while back.
Yeah.
But this, well, it kind of fits in that vibe, doesn't also because Portishead is kind of like, up here, and Hooverphonic, at least this song was kind of here, and yes, I recognize it's an audio podcast, but just gauge by the sound of my voice where those hands are when I'm measuring levels.
Yeah.
But it's still something different and creates a vibe, right? Whereas Waterfalls, it's a good song. And if you handed me an album by the Din Pedals, I'd be like, okay, this is kind of cool when it's surrounded by songs by the same artist. Here, this is driving in the middle of the highway while others are kind of in the zoom lane.
Yeah, it's very much it just feels like it's out of place. And it's also, you got to think about what kind of movie this was. I know what you did last summer is a horror movie. This isn't what I think of when I think of a horror movie soundtrack either, like for this song particularly. So it's just, it's the odd one out.
All right, Lyle. So once again, your spin shuffle skip for the listeners.
It's the opposite of what Jason believes. My spin is Clumsy, Our Lady Peace, because obviously my shuffle is Hey Bulldog by Toad and the Wet Sprocket. Underrated band, underrated song. It's a great time for alt music when this came out as well.
Mm-hmm.
And my skip was Hush. It's a butchering of a Deep Purple song, and I'm just sick of hurting everyone's feelings at this point. I feel bad about this.
Well, I'm going to give Kula Shaker their just desserts here. I spun Hush because I thought it was actually a decent cover of that song. But that's the beauty part about this show, right? Is that you have people with different musical styles and different musical tastes. They can hear the same song and think very, very different things.
This actually is a positive because it shows that we're correct about some things, I believe.
Exactly.
It's all subjective.
Oh, exactly. There are no bad takes in any of this. My shuffle pick is My Baby's Got the Strangest Ways from Southern Culture on the Skids. And my skip is Waterfalls by the Din Pedals. Although I would actually like to hear more of the Din Pedals. That's maybe a rabbit hole I'll go down somewhere down the road.
Maybe we'll go down that rabbit hole.
We'll have to see what they've got out there. All right,
Yeah.
Lyle, thank you so much for this. Now, please let our listeners know about your brand spanking new podcast.
Yeah, I have a podcast now. It's called Sabotage Everything, Contributing to the Scene. It can be found on North Pro Wrestling's YouTube page. It's me and the boys in a tag team called Sabotage, Justin Newhook and Matt Connors. Talk about all things pro wrestling and pop culture at the same time. Give us a listen.
All right, dude. Thank you so much for this. And to you, our dear listeners, well, you guys know the drill. If there's an album that you want us to cover on Spin, Shuffle, Skip, or an artist that you want us to cover on There Can Only Be One, hit us up on social media at OnlyOneCast or go to our website, notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you check out our movie show, It's Not That Bad. Until next time, he's Lyle, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Spin, Shuffle, Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.